Zero. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Iron Seas. Today we will be discussing the peak of cinema. And all that beautiful.
He just wanted to show off his shell.
Oh, don't all guys? Anyway, welcome, Magi-chan and Corpus Christman. Hey,
what's up?
Not much. I'm excited to talk about all the Hawaiian representation in this film. Oh man, and AC should be joining us before too long, but it's fantastic. I can't believe he had never seen this movie. It seems like such a classic. I thought everybody had seen it, honestly.
Oh, dude, that was like my crowning achievement when I went to work for Disney. So before they shut it down, there had a little Jim Henson corner at Disney World. And you could see it was actually the last project Jim Henson worked on before he died. But in the back of the gift shop, there was this, tiny little Muppet store, and lying on the deck plate was the soundtrack to Muppet Treasure Island CD. I totally snagged that. I have it.
You guys remember CDs? My kids will have no idea. Anyway.
Oh, I still have my CD. Dang it.
Oh, I believe it. I have a couple CDs, but I used to have a decent collection. Not huge. Probably not like Jared did because he was in music and for a lot longer than I was. But yeah, no, this whole watching this movie was all Maji's idea, and I'm so happy. I love an excuse to go back and watch this film. Like I haven't seen this since I was a kid. I wonder if it holds up and if it's going to be what it should be. It was better than I remembered. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. I was telling April, I was like, I forgot like how good this was. And then now that I'm so much older, there are other things that are funnier in it now. I was like, oh man, this is hilarious.
Oh, some of the jokes were way ahead of their time. Like, like he's blind. I think they like to say visually impaired or something like disabled or something like that.
Big fat baby face, ugly O'Brien, and some freaking tramps.
Oh, and then it's like, hey, it's like, oh,
so good, man, so good.
Oh, and Tim Curry is being as Tim Curry can.
He's Tim Curry to 11, man. Just
how much Curry can Tim Curry basically?
Dude,
that was just
and it was so good. Like it was so good.
He did the thing that Jim Carrey did in The Grinch, which you need to do in these kind of films. Like if you're going to take something that seems like it should be animated, you have to overact to the point of being more expressive than animation can.
Oh yeah, you gotta go all the way.
Yeah, like full body commit.
Yep.
And yeah, Tim Curry did it in this film. Jim Carrey pretty much existed that way for the 90s. And yeah, no, here we are.
Yeah, man.
I was trying to remember where everybody was going to be. And like, it's been like, it's been so long. I'm not even remembering names of characters anymore. But like, even dumb little things. Like, I love that there's a rat tour that is like emblematic of all like 90s cruises that I saw, like previews for as a child. It's like only older folk and Disney wealthy families for Disney cruises that I saw as a child and never can never afford. I'm like, this is everything that I expected from that. And it's just like it's this throwaway joke they keep coming back to. It's really funny.
I just love that they made Rizzo. Rizzo's a rat who is like an East Coast Italian. It's just a rat named Rizzo.
No, it's great.
It's so good.
And the band too. It's like, wait, whose side are we on? Just play the song, man. I was like,
never get involved in politics.
Yeah, that's right. Never get involved in politics. Man, we're not here. We're here for music, not politics. No, don't get involved in politics. Play the stupid song. Oh man,
I like how they actually like in Cabin Fever, one of the lines is, "I'd like to get my hands on whoever wrote the script." Like they know it's a movie. They just go with it.
No,
so good.
No, they have a couple self-referential lines like that too. They're so funny.
It was like the first time we see the movie critics and they're on the ship, they're on the prow of the ship. Like, well, it could be worse. We could be in the audience.
Yeah.
Too late to trade.
Also, having them there on the bow of the front of the ship.
Yeah, dude.
So funny, dude.
So good, dude.
We saved the pig and the frog. We're heroes.
Oh, and I'm like, where is Miss Piggy? Because I remembered Miss Piggy being in this movie. I just couldn't remember when she came in. And then she was Mrs. Benjamin or whatever her name was. Benjamina Gunn. It's just like we're just gonna not only like race, we're gonna species swap and gender swap this character, and you will be so happy we did.
The wild boar tribe worshipping her as a goddess.
Like the way, because some of the sets are obviously smaller sets, like for the Muppets. But then they integrated it so well. Like most people aren't even going to consider how much work it was to probably make sets that would work for both. Like they have probably foreground sets and background sets that are of different sizes, and they all have to look like they're in the same space.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Also, Brian McCoppin joining us in the audience. Fun fact: Treasure Island may be based on a true story. You can actually visit the restaurant that takes place at the beginning of the book in Savannah, Georgia. That's cool.
That is.
I mean,
cool.
like I'd have to go to the East Coast, so but that might be worth a stop if I'm down there. I don't know, dude. Like I want to visit the South. Like I love Jared. I love us up north here, and I want to come visit you again here soon. But I'm like all of my friends in Texas and down south, some of these southern states. I'm like, looks hot as hell. But besides that, I want to visit. That sounds like a good time.
The South is great. The South is great. Just don't go in the summer.
Yeah. That's the time where it makes most sense for me to go to.
Yep. I know.
But Maji, what inspired you to suggest put forward this movie? I'm just curious. Like what made you think of this movie?
You guys, you were one of the things is the show is definitely pirate themed, and two, we are a bunch of ragtag, bunch of misfits, Muppets fits perfectly.
I can't argue with that. Yeah, it's true. Absolutely.
The tracks.
Well, not only that, but Muppets is one of those that is very timeless. It doesn't matter.
I don't recognize you. Hey, Layla, BK, DK. Thanks for being on the show. Anyway, continue.
It kind of ignore the newest ones. Were kind of weird. They were out of place. But like the original Jim Henson and his sons works, those could be put into any time period, and they were written for all ages, literally. It's
Absolutely.
It's one of those that you'd want to pass on to the next generation.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, and like there's like this is a move like this is the epitome of an all ages movie. Like an adult could eat. Like I even if I didn't have kids, I could watch this movie and have a decent time.
There's some
Like
funny. There's a lot. There's so much funny stuff in there still.
And they're just throwaway lines. Like they don't rest in them almost at all. So they're just like in the like even stuff like the eyes. It's like, oh, we're poor. It just like has little dollar signs in his eyes, and the other guy's like, and now we're dead, and then like has like the skull and crossbones on his eyes,
or the random margaritas at the midnight buffet. The whole crowd just goes
again. There's the A plot, which is like everything happening with the ship, and then there's the B plot of just people on a cruise. Like I watched this with a girl I'm going out with now, and the kids. Like they're on the boat, and they're like, "Why is it so romantic all of a sudden? That's really weird."
Remember, we put the rat in pirate.
Yes,
that too. That line with the rat and pirate, absolutely. And yeah, and Brian, I was going to bring this up, but you beat me to it. You beautiful son of a gun. The only way to do a human role in a Muppets movie is to be another Muppet like Tim Curry, or to be a human who acts so seriously and does not pretends the Muppets are humans as well, like in A Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah, dude. Michael Caine, like 100% straight as an arrow. He played that role so straight.
You know what I would have loved? I would have loved for both of them to be in the same Muppet movie. I want that. I want that movie to exist.
Oh, Michael Caine and Tim Curry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the cool thing about the because I pulled up. I sent it in the background, but I don't know if anyone watched it. Tim Curry did an interview after his stroke about the Muppet movie. And one of the things he said in it that actually kind of adds more to that particular character. Actually, there was a couple of things. One of them was he pre-recorded like Professional Pirate, but because they did so much energy in the acting and stuff, they couldn't use the pre-record, so they just did it live. Like the whole thing was fully live recorded because the pre-recorded didn't fit the motions and everything. So they scrapped it, and he's actually singing in that part without being pre-recorded. Another thing about it that adds another element to him was he could relate to Jim Hawkins' character because his dad died when he was really young. So that when they're talking on the ship about his dad, first mate, being young, that was actually him adding a bit of his personal life to make it more believable.
That's cool. Oh. That's really cool.
Actually, I do need shiver me tenders. I want some chicken. Hail all. Won't make it tonight. Hey, love y'all. Animation overload. Our resident artist, the big beautiful man himself. Someday I'm going to give him a budget, a team of animators, and he's going to animate stupid crap for me all day long. That's what I want. It's not even going to be. It won't even be like a big grand. Like Jared and AC will come up with some grand project and be like, "Hey, you and your boys, animate this stupid story I came up with. It'll be fun." I meant Timbers. Timbers? He meant Timbers.
Timbers.
Ao, I'm actually gonna pause to type this out. Timbers. There we go. Shiver me timbers. There we go. But yeah, no. So us being pirates, it makes sense. I haven't even thought about this. When was the last time I thought about a Muppet? I think when I watched like one of the newer films last year with my kids. That's probably the last time I thought of a Muppet. Jared, were your kiddos able to watch this one with you?
No, not this one. They watched part of it. But
it's too late.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Like I still have a few lines from Muppets from Outer Space. Just amble their way through my head every now and then. So yeah, these movies are it's hilarious as I'm sitting in my truck a little while ago, like watching this and I have this moment. It's like I'm almost 50 years old and I am enjoying this film on my phone in my truck. Like completely entertained.
Imagine if
that's
you were being
awesome.
imagine if you're being responsible like me and watching it while you're driving. Don't do it, kids. You get pulled over. It's like, why is a 50-year-old man watching the Muppets Treasure Island on his phone while driving?
It's too much to explain, officer. I'll just take the ticket.
Just take me to jail. Straight to jail.
Think about it. The very first thing that connects you to that movie is that banger song. The Shiver Me Timbers song. It just pulls you right in.
Yo ho! I'm like, why is this a banger, dude? It shouldn't be like opening of the movie. I'm like, why is and every song was kind of like that, even like ingrained in my brain. I knew it because all the tiki fake Hawaiian crap came out at the with Miss Piggy, and it was boom shakalaka laka boom shakalaka laka. That rhythm has been in my head since I was a child. I've never forgotten it. Oh, and then they have like the trees singing and the masks and all the tiki masks and such. I'm like,
yeah, that was hilarious.
Sure
I was thinking about you on that one. It's like this is so
They were totally
it's so Pacific Islander
tourism on that one.
What's so funny about that is like the tiki mask thing. Those aren't Hawaiian, like at all.
I know, but they were totally making fun of Hawaiian tourism, especially with Swedish Chef wearing the pig nose.
Yeah, well, the pig thing actually is kind of Hawaiian, but no, they got and also the Hawaiian, the Islanders being pigs. I'm like, this is peak Hawaiian representation here. This is great.
Right.
No, there's this old Hawaiian legend about a man who could take on the form of a pig in order for fighting. I'm not really sure. I need to touch back up on that, but yeah, no, that's fun. And then like the whole tiki thing that comes from when the Tahitians invaded Hawaii a long time ago. They brought some of their culture, some of their art, and their gods, their worship of their dark gods and different gods into Hawaiian culture, and that's where all those masks are from, mostly from that, because Hawaiians, like, they had like symbols and idols like most older cultures, but they were not the ones that you imagine or that you see, like, on for masks at sale at the ABC store.
Yeah.
Oh no, I love this guy too. Let's see, where'd that guy go? But yeah, no, I really enjoy this film. Like, there wasn't a single miss in the musical numbers.
Yeah. Fun fact: Hans Zimmer scored this film and then went on to do Pirates of the Caribbean.
I love people like Super Tony Franco. He's my favorite. Thank you, Super Tony Franco. I appreciate you. You don't even like that's not even how you spell Howley, but it's fun. Like. Yes, please continue posting loving comments. That's what we all love down here. Do it. It gives me strength. Now. But what did you guys think of it as let's try to take this seriously for a second. How do we like this as an adaptation of the Treasure Island story?
Here's the thing, it's told very uniquely, but still stays a true adaptation to the story itself.
It doesn't completely separate from that whole thing. I'll be frank, I've never read the book. I've never read the story. Is it a book or a short story? I don't really know. I know it's an older story for certain. But I don't know if I've seen I think it's a really good format. I've seen this story told in the form of multiple Treasure Island movies, like older and much older. This film, the Muppet version of this film, and then Treasure Planet, the more imaginative, out there version. They all follow a similar format, and they all have kind of somewhat similar things to say, even if they have slightly different takes on characters and aesthetics. But truth be, I don't think I've seen a bad adaptation of Treasure Island. I think it's a really good story to adapt for that reason. But yeah, what do you guys think about that?
I never read the book, so I don't know. Or I mean, whatever form the whatever form the original story is in, I've not encountered it, so I don't know. But I think it compared to the old black and white one and then the old Disney one, I think I don't know. I think it's more fun than both of those.
Oh, it's definitely more fun. I admit I really did like the old Disney one that I saw like from the 60s or 70s whenever that one came out. I thought I that's the one I first watched when I was a kid, and I really liked that as well.
See,
But
the very first Treasure Island I saw was the one with young Christian Bale as Hawkins. That one was pretty good too. That one's probably the closest to the actual book you can get, but most people don't even know that one exists because it wasn't very popular. But
I never heard of it.
Yeah, Christian Bale played Hawkins, and then I'm trying to remember who did Long John Silver, but he did really good.
man, I must have seen the one with Christian Bale as well, because I've seen a couple of these movies, but again,
I mean,
it's been quite
we're
a while.
talking like probably right after Newsies. That's how old that one is.
Yeah, that's an old like it's weird seeing actors like as prolific and capable as Christian Bale when they're really young. Some of them have obviously gotten way better, but some they were good actors from the start. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, well, he was always a good actor. Never a question about that. A few others, like I dare say that what's his face? Woody from Toy Story. What's the actor's name? Why am I
Tim Allen?
Or no, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Thank you. Tom Hanks was not a great actor when he was younger. I'll be honest. I've seen quite a few movies. Maybe he just didn't have the right role yet. Maybe his acting chops got better. But like when he was younger, some of his acting was just very lackluster.
He was awesome in The
Burbs. He was okay in Apollo 13.
Oh, when I first started dating the woman that I married, she insisted that Joe versus the Volcano was the best movie ever made, and then we watched it, and I could, it was a film of all time. It was a film of all time, certainly. But yeah, no, apparently this was a classic adventure novel written and serialized between 1981 and 1982. And then they they posted it in chapters as a lot of people did back then. And the book came out in 1883. So an older story to be certain, but nothing terrifically old. There was a lot of really popular pirate fiction, and then that was kind of ousted by a lot of cowboy fiction that came in the 1920s onward. But 1800s, they were big on pirates because, frankly, that wasn't that far in the past. It's really interesting what we end up kind of making so many stories about. It's like we've been making stories about the world wars since I was a kid, and it was a similar amount of time in the past as like cowboy days were from the 1920s, 30s, and 40s. And so I'm wondering what kind of movies they're going to be making about this time in 20 to 40 years. I'm wondering what stories people will have to tell about maybe about government overreach. Who knows? It'll be something, right?
some sort of weird dystopian vision.
They're like, what were they doing back then, dude? I don't know. It's like things are just really nice all of a sudden. It's like, man, what were they thinking? I don't know, man.
It's just sad though, because like the original Muppets, stuff like that, they wouldn't exist in our time.
Not a chance. No. It'd be Seth Rogen making like weed jokes on the ship. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
But it's so sad because it's one of those that a true creator, whether it's storyteller, movie, song, what killed to make something that memorable, something that could connect to an audience as well as the Muppets, but it's not physically possible anymore.
Yeah, well, no, they've made more Muppet movies, but they're not memorable in the same way they were back. You know what? I'll say something. I remember thinking was fine. It was actually a decent movie, and it was mostly appropriate for the children. So I guess they still do exist, but it doesn't have the cultural relevance now. And like Jared, you and I have talked about this a bit. A lot of parents do not monitor what their kids watch, and they're not watching movies. They're mostly on YouTube or on Netflix watching whatever they want. And it's like there's a lot of kids content, or what, like, at least what kids are consuming, seems to be more adult in nature, at least not children's content, strictly
Well,
in the way that I think of children's
and the other thing
content.
too, like Muppets came from Sesame Street, and
Mhm.
Sesame Street is just fallen off in its popularity,
Oh, yeah.
largely because Sesame Street turned into political indoctrination. It's like, "Oh, weird. You lost popularity when you forgot what made you special and started doing something else that wasn't what you were intended to be." And so it stands to reason that the whatever Muppet films have come out in recent history didn't do well and had no cultural footprint.
Yeah, no, they did do something kind of interesting. They had a new Muppet appear, and he became like the main character of this new wave of Muppet movies. And the way I viewed it, it was kind of like taking somebody from a more modern age and putting them into the circles of the Muppets who are from a different era. And
Mhm.
that was kind of the dynamic. And
Yeah.
I thought that's kind of that's a neat way of doing it, because like the Muppets and some of the lessons they're trying to teach, the method they teach those lessons with, are not really common anymore. It's not how they do it. It's like, heck, today it's like it's even, and even that's way different than like what the Brothers Grimm did with their fairy stories. And it's like I was doing some research on that just recently, and it turns out they weren't meant to be children's stories when they first compiled them. They were meant to be something far, like, it was, we were just trying to record all these stories
Yeah.
in the most effective fashion that we can to preserve what's left of that old Germanic legacy, because a
And
lot of that
most
was
of those
disappearing.
stories are super dark.
Oh, there's
Well,
Super
one.
yeah,
dark.
they were
There's one that was
precautionary
only in the first
tales and
publication, and it's
horror.
gone. What
Yeah.
was that?
They were originally precautionary tales, warning, and horror. Most of
Mhm.
them were to teach lessons and terrify people into obeying.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's one that like that they got rid of it basically because it was too real, too gory. It was basically, it's like but the idea was is a story about these three children, and they spent a day watching the butcher do his craft, and that they didn't want to bother him, but you know how kids are imitative of adults, and like, well, hey, we're gonna play a game called Butcher. I'll be the butcher, you'll be my the butcher's assistant, and then this boy will be the pig. And so they did. Yeah, no, it goes exact. Basically, the story is,
Yikes.
the story is warning against leaving children solely to their own devices, because children to a certain point don't they don't, a lot of, some of them, especially some of them, don't understand
No.
the
Kids are
consequences of.
dumb.
And basically, like the ending of the story, they're trying they have a trial for the child. They're trying to decide what they're going to do to this child. And a wise man who happened to be in town, because that's how what happens in these stories, said, "Well, what you're going to do is you're going to offer the child a gold coin or an apple. If the child takes the coin, you let him live. If he takes the if no, if he takes the apple, let him live. If he takes the coin, get rid of him, essentially." And the idea was, oh, a child doesn't know the value of a coin. They just see an apple and think, oh, I want to do this. It was like basically testing to see if there was, if
Yeah.
this was the naivety, the actions of this was the naivety of a child or the malevolence of somebody with a more mature mindset. And that was the whole idea behind the story. That, and there's a story about a sentient pickle, um, and a bird and a mouse working together to do household chores. It's quite charming. But anyway, no, nothing hits like an old German folktale story. It's like, what did you learn about today? I learned that if I go out into the woods, then I will never see my family again, and if I do, I will be the monster in the night. But no, I do love all those old German kind of folk tales. You see some of them set talked about in a more, like, obviously Disney did their whole adaptations of the Disney versions of the Grimm fairy tales, as far as that is concerned. But Yeah. Well, what do you guys think about the idea of going back to these kind of stories? And like, how do we communicate with the youth moving forward? Because it's so decentralized. Everything is more like kids have access to the internet, and that's going to be
Yeah.
a huge forming cornerstone of their identity growing up. It wasn't even for me because I wasn't really on the internet that much.
You connect. I think a good piece of that is figuring out how to connect with that thing that subconscious piece of them that knows subconsciously that they're missing something, like the the instant gratification, the constant dopamine hit of reels and TikTok videos and YouTube shorts, like
The
just
more the more
that
discerning
constant.
among them are they're gonna want something real.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
here's
all
here's the
Go ahead, Maji. Yeah.
the sorry. Here's the thing though, kind of to go with what Jared's saying. The most popular kids TV show right now is Bluey. Those are 10-minute episodes.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They are
short.
designed for short attention spans.
Yeah, same thing with things like Shark Dog. Melrick was really big into Shark Dog for a while. Plus, he liked having his tongue out and barking like a shark, I guess. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was fun. And there's also this. It's like I've already kind of seen it, not with youth like the age of like your children or my children, Jared, but more like the older youth, like the oldest in this new generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm seeing a lot from them? A lot more like no phones.
Mm-hmm.
They're fishing. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened to people my age, but I don't like fishing. It's like I went fishing with my grandparents, my great grandparents, my parents growing up. It's like I had very little to no interest in it anymore by the time I was an adult. But these kids, pretty much on their own, just
Yeah.
said we're going to start fishing and we're going to do some of these. I think we're going to see either this generation or the next, the exceptional among them anyway, really start becoming independent and unplugged
Yeah.
of their
They
own
want
volition.
physical. I can
Well,
tell you that.
it's this longing to connect with the grand story, the grand narrative of life. And like you can't connect when you're constantly fed 30-second things, 30-second clips and 30-second reels and TikTok videos, and that's all you're seeing. It's like none of them are connected to a narrative, none of them connected to a story. You're seeing snippets of things, and half of
It's
it's
fake
fake.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, half of it's fake. It's half of it's the other half of it is an imitation of something somebody did years before, and so there's no connection. And I think you will see a return to towards things that are connected to the bigger the grand narrative, like the sacred, the things that are sacred, like things like Tolkien, things C.S. Lewis, like these
Oh,
these
yeah.
meta narratives, or like these huge narratives that are connected to the meta narrative of life. Like I think that's how you reach them, is you appeal to that thing inside them, inside their minds, that says like this constant doom scroll does nothing for me really, and you still feel disconnected. It's like you give them something to connect to, I think.
I think there's something else that there's a slight, not often tapped vein as well. Because, like, I'm thinking of a lot of sci-fi stories. A lot of sci-fi stories are like, we're fearful for the future. Here's things in the future that we like. This is the dangers of future technology. I think we're at a place now where we could point out the current dangers of our current technology.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of dangerous things out there. There's and like on every level too. There's the social level of like being ostracized and like like basically if you're only online and then suddenly you're ousted from a group of people for a social misstep of some kind, that like mentally that's going to be rough. It's going to be
Yeah.
a hard time, and that's like that's not any that's nowhere near the harshest consequence you can have through today's technology. There's like scamming and scam artists and like those kind of things. It's more prolific maybe now than ever
Yeah.
due to the online space and anonymity and things of that nature. I'm not against anonymity on the internet entirely. I'm it's kind of something I've been wrestling mentally with a little bit recently on my own, but yeah, no, so as far as, like, these kinda things go, it's like, my kids, they will have access to the internet at some point and social media, but I'm gonna really lay it out for them. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm like, "Hey, if someone is offering you something out of nowhere, even if you think you know who they are, it's a lie. They're lying, it's a scam. If something sounds too good to be true or, like, exactly what you need, it's a lie, essentially." It's like I whined once about my teeth recently. I've been getting nothing but that remineralizing gum advertisements every damn day. Dude, I'm so tired of it.
Oh, dude.
Mm.
I got one today. I got one today that was a new one, and like they actually took the time. So they took the time to put an actual image in the text. And it was the UPS logo, and it's like, "There's a problem with your shipment. Click the PDF." Blah, 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 blah,
Oh,
blah, blah. It's like,
I get those all the time. It's a lie. Yeah.
okay, sure, guy, with your area code that goes to nowhere. Get out of here.
Just send us your information. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Dear God, man. But the thing
It's
is, like, there's so many boomers that are like, "Oh, dear goodness me, I've got to go fix this now, I guess," and give them all the stuff. "Oh, my bank
the
account's empty."
they come from a more trusting generation, not necessarily less devious generation, but a more trusting generation for certain.
Yeah.
And there's that, and then they can't identify fake things as like even my mother, God bless her.
What are you doing? Go ahead.
It's a fake tattoo. It's something fun anyway. But yeah, like even my mother was like, she's gotten better, but a couple of years ago she showed me this little video. It's like, do you see what the US government has now? I'm like, what is it? Shows me a video. It's showing it's sunset, so everything's silhouetted, but it shows a bunch of the Star Wars like ships flying over DC. I'm just like, Mom, this isn't real. And she didn't believe me.
That's a Star Destroyer, Mom.
Those are TIE fighters, Mom. She's like, yeah, they look exactly like in Star Wars. They're real. There's 50,000 Chinese soldiers in Canada right now. I'm like, oh no.
No, Mom. No, there's not.
No, Mom, there's really not. There's a lot of Indians, but there's no Chinese. Anyway, man. I can't imagine it. It's like even before all this AI thing, somebody scammed my grandparents. They pretended to be my brother. Like, I got arrested. I need your help. They imitated his voice and they sent a
Whoa.
lot of money, and it was a big old mess. And then my grandpa didn't realize it was a scam. He thought my brother had just lied, and so he would call my brother all mad at him. So like, nope, not quite, not quite. He's mad enough anyway, but yeah.
Wow.
Ugh.
Wow.
It's like, how do we explain to children, like, we tell them to trust the trusted adults and to tell the truth, and then they're going to enter a world of snakes, essentially. That's what the internet really is.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous, man. It's like looking into old, like, werewolf stories. And and this one was making a comment. She was being a predator, like, she was basically predating on the fear of the day. It's like, oh, well, you meet a nice girl, you have a family, and it's like, oh, well, she wrote a werewolf story where the wife was the werewolf that killed the two children, and the husband came home and found out, and I was just like, that's effective horror. Yep, that's real effective. It's like he cut the foot off a wolf in the woods. He came home and his wife's acting all weird, and she's missing a hand, and then got it, figured it out. You know that terrible monster that killed ate the children? Yeah, that was her. Good. But yeah, Mauji, what do you think? You're a non-parent here, but what do you think about? I don't know. How do we connect? Like, because like every parent is responsible individually for how they raise their children, what values they raise their children with. But there used to be also cultural things that kind of pointed them in a proper direction. Any cultural thing pointing our children somewhere right now is not a good thing mostly. So what do you think about all that? What is there a solution, do you think, or what's an observation you have about that?
Oh, yes, because I have complete experience at parenting here.
No, but you have eyes, don't you?
Oh, jeez. Okay, let's go back to the Muppets for a second. What drew you in watching them?
They're dropping my mic here. Uh, hmm. Well, the music obviously does its part. The Muppets are fun to look at. They seem innocent, and it doesn't. Them being Muppets doesn't make the story any less interesting. If anything, it's funnier because the Muppets are more aware of themselves than normal actors and actresses would be in the script and in a film.
But not only that, but it blurs the real world with fantasy and sparks imagination.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree with that. It's like even Kermit like holding Miss Piggy over the cliff after her rope breaks and he's just just like distorting and not looking all right.
His eyes.
It's like because like Muppets are basically live action cartoon characters. They can kind of
Mhm.
break rules and expectations. So yeah, it absolutely does create point you in the direction of like allows your imagination to truly flourish in that way.
It
And
not
I
only allows imagination, it inspire it encourages ingenuity and encourages to think outside the box because how would you expect these toys to interact in a real world, but yet the way these movies were portrayed, you believe that they were there. Like when Miss Umbridge is like roast suckling potatoes, the potato turns and looks at her. She's like, "No offense, ma'am, no offense."
no
You
offense.
believe she was in that world.
Yeah, yeah, and they tried to make her look much fatter than she really was too, which is quite funny as well. I'm like, she's not as big as they're making her look in this movie. Ugh.
But that's just it. Like or when they're taking out the lantern in the first they got Hawkins and then they got Gonzo and then Rizzo, but yet they somehow to actually successfully take out the flame. It was a real candle. That they help just create that imagination to help spark that hey, maybe there's more than just what society norm says there is. And the Muppets do it so beautifully because it's in our world. It's kind of like Space Jam and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where you have the two going into each other, and it's creates this whole new boundary that doesn't exist.
Yeah, and it also begs the question, like, what, like, you don't have to have it like a Desperate Housewives at the end of each story. It's like, and what lesson did we learn today, adult women or children, depending on what kind of story you're telling. Uh, but it does beg the question, what some I've seen some kid movies that weren't bad movies, but also had nothing to say as far as like the message doesn't have to be obvious, but some of them just were only there to entertain. And that seems insufficient for children in some form or fashion. It's like not everything has to have a deep core message, but I think it's important for children to have a cultural touchstone. It's like, the worst message I heard in movies growing up that is like some of the worst, period, worst messaging for children who don't know better. Follow your heart. The message of like maybe 80% of the movies that came out for kids and teenagers when I was growing up, like whether they said it out loud or not, which they often did in these kind of movies, I was like, that's the worst advice I can
Just follow
imagine.
your heart. That's what I do.
Especially when it was a moral dilemma. It's like, just follow your heart. Do what your heart says. Uh, no, no. The heart is a selfish and very
And
self-centered non-forward, temporary hedonistic thing most of the time.
And
Especially if
in
you don't
hormonal
garden.
teenagers, it's the most unpredictable factor in the world.
It's the reason every romance story for freaking 15 years has been about infidelity. Actually, more like 115 years, but yeah, it's like all these romance stories, books, and movies is like 80% of them are about infidelity and how it's not the worst thing. I'm like, that's a bunch of nonsense. Oh, Jared,
It's
you're muted.
yeah. No, it's I was gonna say it's like they're leaving part of that sentence out. It's like it's instead of just follow your heart, it should be follow your heart and see where that gets you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like go ahead, sucker, follow your heart. See how that works out.
How about movies like, I don't know, it's like even like The Sword in the Stone, like even Disney's Sword in the Stone. It's like, yeah, maybe you're not a traditional knight and maybe you're not there yet, but like there will be people who will guide you towards what you should be and what you could be. They'll expand your imagination, expand your capacity, help teach you, help give you tools and teach you how to be more than what you are. If you had everything in you that you needed to be, everyone would be a blazing success, and that's just not how it is. It's like
Well,
what's wrong with teaching a kid to strive for greatness? Everybody wants to succeed, but yeah, go ahead.
if you had everything you needed within you all the time, you'd just be a Marvel character, a female Marvel character to be exact.
Actually, you'd be the villain of the Marvels, which is Captain Marvel in that movie. It's like, remember that planet that you killed? Oh, yeah, I did that. No remorse, nothing. It's like, well, it's causing me problems now. That's really too bad.
Thankfully, I never watched it, so I didn't know.
That's when Maji and I met. We saw that stupid movie at
Oh,
theaters.
you poor folks. I'm sorry.
I was even late. I got there 15 minutes late.
He was late and he gets in and he's like, what did I miss? I'm like, absolutely nothing. I have no clue what's going on.
It just shows her like killing a civilization for when she was
oopsies.
My bad. Also,
I was very grateful to watch an entire planet be destroyed.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, also the funniest and worst thing, like it's funny because it was how bad it was. The planet where they sing in English, that's their language.
Yeah, that was the one planet I was happy to be destroyed.
Which means, Jared, that they don't speak English and don't understand it. They only sing it. And unless you sing it, they will not understand. Oh.
Like I remember hearing about that, and
it sounds fake.
Like I erased it from my memory, and then you just brought it back, and now I'm just like,
Okay, so let's go back to the kid thing for a second. Have you guys ever seen Balto?
Yeah,
yeah, of course.
The Don Bluth Balto.
That's one of those movies that sticks with you too. Why?
Russian gooses, bears.
Think about it. Why? The animation's absolutely beautiful, but besides that,
it's kind of like Dunk from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. He's somebody who's somewhat downtrodden. He's not on the in with anybody, but he still aspires to be somebody who helps, and he's still someone who chooses to do what's right, even though especially at first, there's seemingly no reward for himself. The only reward he receives is that of doing the right thing, like knowing that he's done what is right and he's done what he could to help.
Yeah, despite whether it was liked or not, like people, like knowing full well that most people despise him, he still did what was right. Like,
it's like if you only do good things and great things for people who you love, that you're no different than a Satanist.
Yeah.
Let me continue. Let me put something on the end of that. Oh, God says love your enemies. And so the way that you treat not only the downtrodden and the people who can't do it, how do you treat people who can't do anything for you? Literally can't. Or even worse, how do you treat people who hate you and are antagonistic and true enemies of you? That says a lot more about someone than just what they will do for the people they love.
Yeah.
But here's the
Now,
thing. The movie never actually tells you that's the lesson of the movie.
no,
The most it tells you is a dog can't do it alone, but maybe a wolf can, and he embraces both sides of him. But there is
Mhm.
no actual message in that movie, but it still sticks with you.
It's
and
because
you
of
could
well,
extract different messages out of it as well. Like even what you just said, it's not the same thing I said.
but that's the whole thing. Is a well-told story doesn't need a message spelled out in plain English. It's there intrinsically.
Exactly.
People pick it up. Like as soon as you have to spell it out, you're not telling a story anymore. You're preaching. And there's a
That
huge
always gives
difference.
me that always makes me worry when people are promoting a film, like the actors or the producers and directors, and they say what it's about, like what the purpose of it is. I'm like,
Yeah.
shame. It's like you could take the like Tolkien's books, like just Lord of the Rings. You could get 4 different lessons from every single character. You could extract out of that book.
Oh yeah.
Don't be
That's
an
why
idiot. Marry 3 times in a row. Like that's a
yeah.
message you could get. But there's
That,
and there's yeah. Go ahead.
as I said, that's why like, if any as soon as I hear someone talking about well, I wanted to tell a story about a theme. If you lead with theme or if they lead with message, then it's not art, it's propaganda. If you can
Absolutely. Yeah.
and like and I'll die on that hill too. Like I don't think. I mean, there have been so few actual films that have come out of Hollywood in the last 20 years. I'd go at least 20 years that have been art. Because there's a message in there. It's just been amplified in the last 10 years. But it's like
Yeah.
we're gonna do a movie about this political topic or this social topic because this needs to be where it's important to us. It's like, well, you're a propagandist. You're doing the same thing that all of the quote unquote faith-based studios have done the whole time.
Though
It's just
that is a criticism I have of faith-based studios and works
yeah,
in
it's
general.
terrible. Like it's terrible. Those stories suck. The way they tell them are horrible. And
If a Christian film is only entertaining to other Christians, it fails as a film. Mostly.
yeah,
That's
it
a
is
harsh statement, but I agree.
no, it's absolutely true. It's propaganda. Like regardless of the target and regardless of the righteousness behind it, it is still propaganda. And like I refuse to engage with propaganda. Like and so as soon as I hear a writer, any kind of writer, whether it's a novelist, a screenwriter, a playwright, like as soon as they say they want to tell a story about this theme or this, it's like, nope, I have no interest in hearing anything from you whatsoever because you're a propagandist.
And again, a very well constructed story, regardless of its medium, can draw different people can draw something individual out of it. Like I
Yes.
love Frankenstein is my favorite classic novel. One of my favorite novels of all time.
Oh,
Turns
yeah.
out it was written by it's been updated, but it was written by a 16-year-old girl who was married at the time and very odd individual. And I've talked about to a couple people about like things that I really enjoy about the book and the messaging behind it and how every movie adaptation of it of all time has been a failure.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone else, like I'll watch a video essay online, this girl, and she'll pull something so wildly different out of that story than I do. I'm like, that's a good book then. I think that goes off. I think that video essay was off a rocker as well. But it's like The Matrix too. It's like if you want to view The Matrix, the movie, out like through a religious lens, you absolutely can.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of imagery and even
The
themes.
first one.
And,
After the first one, it gets a little sus.
Ignoring that there was definitely never a fourth one. I actually like the trilogy as a whole. Maji, I know that people of your advanced age may disagree with me on that. I'm sorry, but I know people.
Damn.
A lot of people who were adult and saw this movie in theaters when it came out disagree with me. I like all three of them. I think they're all really, really good films, even if the first one is the best one. But again,
Yeah.
but you could look at that story through so many different lenses and ideas and pull so many different messages from it. And then yeah, it's like I do like this film, but like look at Dune. Look at Dune 2.
Yeah.
There's not really much like you can pull things out of it, but it's much more limited than what you can pull out of that story in some ways. It's still there's still something there, but I think that's because Frank Herbert, he had a much different perspective and much less ability than someone like Tolkien, who was active at around the same time as him. They were both pretty critical of one another at when they were both alive, and it's no wonder that their philosophies, the way they view things, was so completely separate and different.
Yeah, and if you think about it though, like Herbert doesn't write people. Like his characters aren't people. Like they're not real people. Like you can't like there's no one that's like there's no one character in that with the exception of maybe Duncan Idaho and maybe
Chani is not a great character in the book.
Maybe Stilgar, but that's pushing it. But like that like,
I really like the character of Stilgar, actually.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like those characters. Like you take a character from Tolkien's world. It's like, oh, I could go to the pub and have a pint with him. I could go hunting with him. Like I could do all like you can relate to these, like you could see yourself in a situation with them. Like, what are you gonna do? Sit down and play chess with Paul Atreides? No. Like are you gonna like you sit down, have afternoon tea with Lady Jessica? No. Like these are not.
I
real,
don't want to be anywhere near Lady Jessica. I'll be frank.
Yeah.
Bish is crazy, man. But it's like even in things like Tolkien, it's like going like we could always talk about Tolkien for days. That's not a problem. But I'll hammer just on this last point. You know who I did not like very much while reading the trilogy the first time? Aragorn. I thought in the books he was a much weaker character than he was in the movies because I saw the movies first. But you know what changed my mind?
A reread?
No, no, it was not a reread. I read the story of him and Arwen in the appendices. It gave context to the story. It was an important piece of the story, but didn't really fit into the narrative structure of the story. And that's why, like Tolkien himself even said that it was the most important story element that's not in the story itself. And I completely agree. And I think it was really wise of them to include more of that in the films because it's hugely important. It gives context to all of his bravado and his determination that comes across as arrogant upon my first read of the story. Like, oh, he's doing this because he he loves Arwen, and the only way for him to earn her hand is to become the king of Numenor of Arnor and Gondor both, and that her fate is tied to the ring. And through that view, like with that extra context, that bit of information, I'm like, he was just desperate. He was desperate, and he was trying to will this into existence. It's like he might have been content to be a ranger his entire life had he not undergone this in the books.
No, I think that's fair. I think it's very true. I think the issue, but the main issue I have with that portrayal in the film is the girl boss moments with Arwen. It's like, because there's a significant amount of the current slop we're shoveling right now that you can trace back to those girl boss moments. It's like
I didn't
just
hate those in the film. And if you ignore what the effects they had, or like it was almost like they were like a canary. Those scenes were like a canary of what was coming in the upcoming media.
Oh no, it wasn't in the execution I didn't like. It's just that, like, they took that from Glorfindel. Like they took that from Glorfindel to introduce Arwen sooner, but they gave Arwen they girl bossed Arwen a little bit, and that is a lot of that. I'm telling you that there is a substantial amount of the current girl bossery that we have to deal with now in this terrible storytelling era we're living in can be this genesis can be traced back to that right there, because they take Glorfindel, who should have found them on the road and got them back to Rivendell and summoned the horses, gone, and we'll just let Arwen do it because we need to establish this relationship with them sooner. Like, did you though? Did you? But I don't. But again, like, I understand and I think the other thing that makes it egregious is like, then instead, if you introduce that and you're going to make her a more substantial part visibly in the film, then you need to make Aragorn's primary motivation the same as it is in the books. Instead of like, well, I never wanted that power. I didn't want to be king. I just want to do this. Like, no, that's not how that character works. But it was like, it's kind of where culture was at the time. In this,
like this is the we have to remember, this was the Charlie's Angels era of films we're working in right now.
Yeah. And we're starting to have this subconscious cultural conversation about power and the problem with power and seeking power and this and that, and you still see it, like, go even to connect it back to Dune, like that line in the first Dune film, the Villeneuve Dune film, when he says when Leto Atreides says, my father told me a great man doesn't seek power, he's called to it. It's like, again, it's just like
it's really easy to say when you're king, basically.
Yeah, making power the issue and not character, and that's the thing. And that is just a repackaging of like fundamentalist evangelicals. All alcohol is bad, therefore drinking alcohol is bad. It's like, well, no, maybe your self-control is bad and you need discipline. And
it's like if it's your religious practice to avoid alcohol, because like it's like how there are a lot of different practices by different denominations of the church. Some of them I think are, I'll say, heretical. Others I think are just, they're a tradition. And a tradition is only good so long as it serves the group and the individual. And that's what I'll say about that. But I also completely disagree. I think it was wise to take out Glorfindel out of the film. I wanted to see him. I think it made a lot of sense for the movies to introduce Arwen earlier. And and in some ways what you said makes sense. Like, it would make sense for that the love and earning her hand to be the main motivation. But it is different from the books, and I really like the books, but I really like it in a movie too, because she had like in the movies, she decides she's going to go, and he has basically he's pushed her towards that in their last like physical interaction, and his reluctance to take the throne, and like obviously Viggo Mortensen playing the part really sold it, but it made a lot of thematic sense to me. It's like, I will become the king, but I'm not. It's like, even in the books, like, he gets to Gondor, and before he takes like the king's seat or anything, before the final battle, after the battle of Pelennor Fields, he doesn't step into position as king until he is healed.
No, he sneaks into the houses of healing, because the king will have the hands of a healer, or the king will have a healer's hands.
Because I love that thematic idea as well. A true king is not just a conqueror or a
No.
battlefield general. They need to be somebody who can lead, somebody who can lead by example, somebody who can truly heal the land, which is a big thing for Tolkien as well. Now go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree, and that's why like, yeah, you just have they have to be separate. Like you have to take the films. The three films are their own thing, and they are awesome. They are the best. It's the best film trilogy ever made, and the books are their own thing. And you know, the book is foundational to all of it. And to circle back to Herbert, like what we were talking about earlier,
Herbert Moon.
is he does like, despite my criticism, I still love the Dune saga.
I like the early part of the Dune saga.
Like even when it gets weird, man, even the weird,
dude, it gets really out there.
And like Dune Chapter House, all that's like, I still like it. And I think yeah, I mean, so it's like, I just don't want to. I don't want people to think like, don't think that I'm a Herbert hater. Like that's a personal criticism. I love the Lynch film. I love the Villeneuve films. I can't wait till June or till next month. Or this, actually, no, it is June now. Dune 3's coming. Like, I'm in, dude. I love it.
It's the last film they're going to make too. So they're probably going to find a way to conclude the story with this film, because this is the last one they're doing. So I'm curious if they're going to change some stuff. They might give a more satisfying conclusion than the actual conclusion of the saga, but I'm curious about that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we'll get to see. I mean, sure. I don't think we'll get to see Leto the second. At least not in his God Emperor form. But
whoa, this is a big statement from Herman. Not an opinion I'd expect him to hold. The Villeneuve Dune is this generation's Lawrence of Arabia. That's a pretty substantial statement there, Herman. And I can't.
Time will tell. It could be.
It could be. I really like, people have fans of the books really have criticism. I really like the films. These films in particular.
I did too, dude. I did too.
Even it, like just the visuals are insane.
Yeah.
The framing, the effects, the way they make everything look. Everything is really, really quite artistic.
Yep.
And I'm tired of seeing Zendaya. I'm tired of seeing what's his face.
I was supposed to say that's my biggest complaint is Zendaya.
But I don't dislike either of them in that movie. For some reason, like, their acting style kind of fits for those roles.
Chalamet,
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his name.
Timothy Chalamet.
I don't think he's the best actor. And when someone pointed a couple things about his acting out to me, I'm like, oh, got it. He does one thing really, really well.
Yeah.
It has to do with the way he looks. But I think it's kind of like Neo from the Matrix, like Neo in the Matrix. I don't think, especially I don't think Keanu was the best actor, especially back then. But I think he was really Neo. Well. He was perfect for that character.
Yeah,
and I think the same. I'll say the same thing about Lucian Algaib or Paul Atreides in this film.
Yeah,
and yeah, no,
yeah.
The same goes for like Sylvester Stallone, where Rambo and Rocky, it fits perfectly. But when you watch it and some of the other ones, you're like, Are
you saying that his work on Spy Kids 3D is not the peak of all cinema and acting? Are you saying that, Maji?
It's Spy Kids. That's
him acting his butt off in the ugliest film ever made. Oh.
You know what? There's a couple of his films that where you get to see him outside of a franchise. Where you see is like, holy crap, like he actually has chops, like really good chops.
He's not an idiot. Like, many people thought he was an actual idiot for a while because of the early Rocky films. A lot of people. And it's like anyone who says he can't act, watch the end of Rambo: First Blood.
Oh, dude,
The end of like that scene is gut wrenching and so real to the experience of a lot of soldiers.
Yeah,
and the way that they felt coming back. Like I did an interview with a grandpa at the church I go to, and he's talking about this where his base was. The pilots had to go up at an angle like this and then turn up at the last second, and they still lost like 50% of their pilots.
Yeah,
like that's 1 and 2. That's insane. That's incomprehensible. But yeah,
the film he did with Antonio Banderas, Assassins. Like
I never saw that.
You should watch that one. You should watch that one. Antonio Banderas is like fresh off the boat from Spain, and like in his full flamenco. Like I'm going to steal this movie. Like it was awesome.
I will be the Latin lover. Yes.
There are some moments in there with Stallone's performance. You're like, dang, like he sold that. Like he's like, there's this moment where there's a moment where, as a hitman, he's on the job, he's getting ready to carry out a hit, and he lets the guy do it himself. It's like, I'll give you that.
Oh,
and like there's a moment, it's a silent reaction shot of Stallone afterwards, and you see it. It's like, and you could tell it's like the years are catching up to him, and he is tired of this job, and he sells it so well. And there's a couple other moments in there, like just these real subtle moments, and it's like, dang, man, that was really good. And then he did a remake of the Michael Caine film Get Carter.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Critics hated it. But he, again, in that film, and it was okay. Like, it was okay. But there's a couple moments in that film where his performance, you're just like, dang, dude, like that was so good.
It's like, oh yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah,
he's not Jason Statham.
No. Like, dude's an actual actor. It's like, man, that was so good.
Also, Herman's going off in the comments here. We have to address it. Stallone's best movie I got to do his voice.
Stallone's best movie, in my opinion, has always been Nighthawks. By my book on the hedge.
Anyway, that's Herman. I haven't seen Nighthawks, or I don't remember seeing it.
I saw it once when I was a kid, but I don't remember much of it.
Now I
agree with 13th Warrior, though.
I don't agree. I really like that film. I love it. I can't agree that you do. Okay, what do you think?
Banderas?
Best film, The 13th Warrior. I can't say yes for one reason.
Zorro.
Yep. The Mask of Zorro is a masterpiece. Yeah. I love everything about that movie. The silly Fire Z logo, the whole thing from beginning to end.
I would say 13th Warrior is second best. Very close second to
very close second best. 13th Warrior, underrated film as far as these kind of films go. A lot of people, even my age, never saw that movie.
Oh, dude, that was a staple growing up, or like I guess it wasn't really growing up, but like when I was living at home, that movie was a staple. Like it was often watched on the
Isn't
weekend.
It based on The Eaters of the Dead by Michael Crichton?
Michael Crichton, yep. Very much, yep.
That's another Crichton novel I need to read, because Crichton, I love Crichton. He can make really dull subjects really interesting with his writing.
That one was really cool, the way he wrote that, because he wrote that as if he were as if it were almost as if it was an academic paper, translating like documents from Ibn Fadlan.
From the Arab in that movie.
Yeah. It was really cool. It was really well done.
So you remember that time we made a Spanish guy be Arabian? Yeah, me too.
It's so
that movie is fun though, but it's like, again, it's not. Yeah, it's. I cannot give 13th Warrior over the Mask of Zorro. I just cannot. It's like when I think of Mask of Zorro, for me, Mask of Zorro, that's like a top 15, top 10 movie, depending on my mood. It's a really good film.
It's very good. And like he goes, I mean, on screen with Anthony Hopkins and holds his own. Like
Hopkins is such a masterclass too, and
dude,
I've never seen he's never given a bad performance. I've never seen it.
no.
He's been in films that weren't the best, but whatever. That's most good working actors.
You do have to admit, if you're a chick, that dance scene that he does, oh my gosh.
I'm a man, and I felt things. But no, I was at a very formative age when I saw that film. That poor VHS tape during the sword fight scene. That's all I'll say.
Anyway. Pause.
I'm like,
frame advance. Pause.
Oh, my kids might watch this episode later in life, and they'll have no idea what we're talking about. Like hopefully, VHS.
Hopefully, they don't have an idea.
Hopefully not. No. Oh man. No, that was sorry. I'm now thinking that. Anyway, not thinking about Mask Zorro.
I'm afraid to know what would happen if Kahuna grew up in the age of screenshots. Damn.
Oh boy, yeah. Or even mixing CDs. That died before I got to high school. But
that was my age.
That was in my era when I was in middle school. It was like on
burning
its way out.
CDs, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember. Yeah, I lived through two eras, man. Because I had mixed cassettes, mixed tapes, actual tape.
Oh, like a real mixtape.
Absolutely, I had many of those.
How what you just glue it together? Like how
no,
did you
it doesn't.
No,
work
you get two. They would sell like the boom boxes with the dual cassette deck, and you play the tape in one, and you just play record on the other one until the song was over, and then you stop the one, and you just the next song and put it in there, and stop play record on the next one, and yeah, that was how you did it, or we had our a stereo, like a
radio.
No, like an actual like turntable stereo.
Oh yeah.
With some like tannoy speakers, and you can just put a tape in the tape deck, the cassette deck. And so I had the end credit score I had a whole tape of just end credit scores of films that I would listen to. So I had like Star Trek 3, Star Trek 4. I had
a lot of Star Trek. Any Star Wars in there, my boy? Wars, my boy? Okay, good.
All Star Wars. I had Last of the Mohicans.
Last of the Mohicans has a killer score.
It does, but they jip you on the stinking end credits because you get a little bit of like the at the beginning of it, and it just becomes like whole notes at the end for like the next 6 minutes. Like, oh, you jerks!
I'm looking up maybe my favorite adventure movie song ever. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I can't remember.
So you guys are gonna laugh. Jared's gonna laugh at this the most. When I worked at Disney, there was a Hard Rock Cafe near the property. It was the boardwalk there, but you could buy these really cool light up drumsticks that when you tapped on them would glow, right?
Yeah.
And of course, this happened during the midnight release of Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
That had to be huge. That had to be a big time at a Disney park. Yeah.
My boyfriend at the time was a drummer, and so we were playing with his light up drumsticks while we're sitting there waiting for our to go into the movie because it's night. We're sitting there chilling, had earbuds in. I was just using my thigh, tapping out to the original Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack, which that's like really killer, right? Well, the next day I went into work and my uniform had shorts. I didn't think anything of it. My boss pulled me aside and he's like, "Is your boyfriend beating you?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Because you were tapping your thigh. Yeah, you and your white thighs.
Yeah, was like bright purple from Just listen. From being out of Pirates
Sorry
of the
to break the
Caribbean.
immersion, guys. She's not actually a pony or a little dog. She's a real woman, a white woman.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice because I got home from the movie because Pirates of the Caribbean 3 is like 3 hours long. And then I had to
It was
turn around
longer,
and go
wasn't
to
it?
work the next morning because midnight release and all that fun jazz. I didn't even notice till I got how swollen my leg, like it was like purple. Like we're talking like
That's awesome.
No, it's great. That's so funny too.
we were just talking about killer soundtracks, and face it, Pirates of the Caribbean, that fight scene gets going, you can't shake that one.
Yeah,
Exactly.
not gonna get copyright struck, but
unfortunately, I was I was not able to put that on a mixed cassette.
You would have though. You would have.
I did have Jurassic Park though.
Oh, nice.
And Superman.
Dude, you know how many people, you know what pisses me off? Like I'll play the Superman theme for like coworkers or friends and they won't immediately recognize it.
Yeah, I know.
I get pissed off. Like I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Like, is it Star Wars? I'm like, I will slap you right here, right now. But no, it was the Overture and Prisoner in Chains from the Robin Hood, the Prince of Thieves. The
oh yeah,
dude, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, that might be my favorite like song of like theme from any adventure movie ever. It's so good.
Oh yeah,
it was so good that they used it in all their advertising for like 4 years. But
it was Morgan. Yeah, it was Morgan Creek. Morgan Creek made it their studio animation tune.
Yeah, and like that, and so and plus because of that, I heard it so many times growing up because it's always in their previews for other films and other upcoming projects. I was like, this is a killer song.
Yeah.
I like this song. I'm gonna listen to it until I hate it.
Morgan Creek, man, that was a good film studio. They had some really good ones.
Yeah, didn't they do that Geese movie too?
Which
the girl who played Rogue in X-Men, she was like a Canadian, and then they were deforested. They were like cutting down the forest neighboring her property, and they killed the mother goose, and so she raised all these little baby goslings, and then they didn't have a mother to take them down south for the winter, so they got in a propeller, like little, not a real plane, like a glider plane, like one of those.
Ultralight,
yeah. And I'm like, looking back, that's a wild and weird movie. I never thought about it until now, but it's kind of a weird film.
They painted it like
looked like a goose.
Yeah. Was that Morgan Creek?
I thought it was. It feels like one of their movies, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. We can always look it up too.
They did so many movies. They did Ace Ventura. They did that.
The best comedy ever made. Go ahead. Second one anyway.
Yeah. Didn't they do? I think. Last of the Mohicans. The Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
That is my favorite Robin Hood movie, or favorite Robin Hood anything. Truth be told.
Yeah. They did a bunch of bad movies, but they did good movies too.
I thought they were older. They were founded in 1987.
Yeah.
Oh, they did Young Guns, Major League, True Romance, and some of the other Exorcist films. Yeah. Makes sense.
Big Bully. They did Get Carter.
Wild America. I remember that.
Yeah. Man of the Year with Robin Williams. All the Major League films.
The King and I. Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool. Joanna Man.
The Whole 9 Yards.
Oh no, I remember that. No, there's a few. Two for the Money.
Yeah. 3,000 Miles to Graceland. That movie's so good.
They helped produce The Exorcist in 2023.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think they own the rights to Exorcist.
Oh, that's why. So they're like, they're not really around anymore. They just, No, that makes sense. Yeah. But like thinking about movies, it's like
I had to look it up. It wasn't Hard Rock. It was House of Blues.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't remember. I'm like, Hard Rock didn't makes. I'm like, no, it wasn't Hard Rock. Keep in mind, it was like 20 years ago, so my defense. But no, it was the House of Blues.
Also, does anyone else remember watching Pirates of the Caribbean and thinking that one of the themes sounded awfully familiar?
Yeah,
As in, like, from the beginning of Gladiator.
yeah. It's
I
on
can't be the
same
only
guy,
one.
Hans Zimmer. It was also the same in Modern Warfare 2 or
Oh,
Modern
yeah,
Warfare
yeah.
3. Modern Warfare 3 is the same he uses the same leitmotif in all three of those scores. And it's very rhythmic. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's a really good bass line, like, for, like, rhythmic, like,
yeah,
it's really good for building. It's not quite it's a bit more than a gallop. It's like a stride that gets faster than slower,
yeah,
and so it sucks you back in. I don't
yep,
know how people study that kind of thing, but that's what I think
yeah.
of when I
It
think
was
of it.
it features heavily in the in the Modern Warfare 3, the part where you're trying to get through that like airplane junkyard to get
Oh,
to your
yeah, yeah.
extraction. And you got to like snipe. It's a sniper mission for
I
the first part of it.
I barely played that game.
Oh
I
god,
checked out
so
pretty much
good.
after 2, and I still prefer Modern Warfare 1 to any of the other ones.
Do I have my numbers wrong, chat? Do I have my numbers wrong?
I was in high school when Modern Warfare 2 came out.
I think I'm thinking Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, you might have been, because they're in an airport.
2 is the one where they rescue Price.
Yeah, that's 2.
That's
That's
2.
2.
Yeah. So
There's
yeah,
a
I'm thinking
snowmobile scene, the whole thing. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So so it's Modern Warfare 2. That scene in that airplane graveyard that they had to get through to get to like drive the Jeep onto the plane in the like that whole feature. It's like there's slight Billy. Like there's slight rhythmic changes in there, but it is the essential same motif in all three: Gladiator, Modern Warfare 2, and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Once you start noticing the kind of patterns that appear, like especially some patterns, I'm like, oh, this is like 500 songs.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
James Horner did the exact same thing in every score he wrote, and you could hear it. You could hear it in every single one. It's like, oh, okay, Horner, find it something else, bruh.
I did like Horner though.
Yeah, but like he was so prolific. He did the same thing, and I swear he did the same thing in every score. It's like once I start hearing it, and I know James Horner does the score to a film, has done a score to a film. I'm listening for it. It's like it's going. There it is, right there. Heard it. Yep.
Yep. And then you have somebody like Phil Collins making music for Disney, and he has his own unique way of notating music that is not based on traditional theory, and no one else can read it but him.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, all these Disney songs that you can find the notes for online were done by somebody else because he never did. This is nuts, dude. Yeah. But I think Phil's one of those guys who exemplifies that a true musical genius can on occasion be benefited by approaching it with completely blind eyes, essentially. Like, no, he didn't understand music theory before he started making music, and the way his music is made, you can kind of tell, essentially.
Yeah. Go ahead, Maji.
In one of Phil Collins' interviews for Brother Bear, actually, because he wrote the entire soundtrack for that one. He actually said that he was just chilling by the pool watching his kids play, and then all of a sudden the song started writing in his head, so he wrote it down. Yeah. I mean, he was literally just writing the music as he was doing his thing.
Yeah,
and that's just how he was too. And his daughter, I don't like every role she picks, but Lily Collins is a good actress. She has decent acting skills. It's interesting. I was always watching her. I'm like, oh, Collins. It's kind of a funny coincidence because I don't look at her and see Phil Collins. Truth be told,
Yeah.
you've seen her. You've seen her in movies. She's in that god awful Mortal Instruments movie.
I've never seen that movie, but I know I recognize the face. Have I ever seen her in a film? Yeah.
Also,
she's in The Blind Side.
Talking about things that lead to other things, you're talking about how Arwen having her girl boss moment is like the DNA and like starting point of that whole thing moving forward in film. I think like people are talking about like the deviance of the modern like romantasy genre. I think like people always blame Stephanie Meyer, and there's definitely some blame that to be laid at her feet. Like if she's to be held accountable for what came after, because like that led directly to 50 Shades, and then the two being associated led to what we're seeing. But I think we need to take a bigger look at like the City of Bones and those novels, because they were way creepier and weirder and more deviant and meant for a younger audience, and people always kind of forget like that was the pre-crowd, that was the pre-romantasy crowd.
I did not read those.
The entire first trilogy, it's a will they won't they romance between her and who she believes is her brother. Spoiler alert for the first trilogy, not related. Good. Bad news. She also did kiss her brother. Someone else. Anyway.
I'm not your brother, but that dude was.
That dude was. And it, like even in the scene, she's like, kissing him felt weird. It felt wrong. And then you're like, oh, good. Anyway. Thanks, series. Anyway, that book is more of a precursor to like modern romantasy than I'd say Twilight, or at least equal parts, because it was right there. Right there. Or like things like a Court of Thorn and Roses. That was when everybody was young and a little more innocent, and then it gets spicier as it gets older, and then it gets more extreme, and then again we're back to romantasy, and that's all these different starting off points. It was inevitable that the current landscape of literature was going to head this direction, I think.
Yeah,
because less male readers, less books for men to read, meaning it's a process that creates itself, essentially self-perpetuating. Sure. And then more female readers, more readers wanting more of what they grew up reading, but more adult, and then here we are.
No, that tracks. That tracks.
Honestly.
I love how we started talking. We started tonight with the Muppets Treasure Island, and we're now on the state of like the overall state of the entertainment industry.
Well, because we started talking about like messaging in films and stories, and then jumping off points and all these. It's been a fun roundabout conversation.
Good tangent, man. It's a good tangent. Sometimes you just got to ride that wave, Kahuna.
Absolutely, I know all about riding waves. I'm really good at it, riding head first underwater. I'm like trying to explain what it's like surfing. It's like a friend of mine. She's like, I don't want to surf. It's so scary. I'm like, it's not. Actually, no, that was scary. I remember that. Like, I wasn't even scared, but there was a time in Honokohauer where my grandma's house is. I went down underneath the waves. Like, I caught the wave, and then I stopped kicking a little too early, so I just like got thrown forward and took under the water. I'm underwater for a while. Long enough, I start wondering how long it's going to last. And then long enough to think, I don't know how long I can hold my breath. And then a little bit longer, and I come up, and I've traveled like 250 yards underwater, and I no idea. I barely know my own name. That's a washing machine. That's what that is. Man. It's like, because when you're there, you're completely powerless.
Yeah.
Like you hold on. That's it. That's all you do.
Have you surfed? I've never tried to surf. Like I've never been in a place where the waves were adequate and I had a board. So I've just never tried to surf.
You're athletic enough, and I assume you have a good enough balance to do it for jiu-jitsu and everything else. Having a good sense of what
translates.
Having a good sense of where to be in the water, positioning and timing all hugely important. Like my brother, he had all the athleticism in the world and no idea where to be with his poor guy.
Yeah. What is it like compared, like if you compare it to like boogie boarding or body surfing? Like what's the timing like? Is it close, similar?
Well, with boogie boarding and like you don't have to worry about the standing up.
Yeah.
It adds to surfing compared to like just boogie boarding is different in the way that you have two more elements to contend with. One, you have to know when to stand up because
Yeah.
there's a like too early and you might just fall off the board or you won't like go down properly or you're at a bad angle. And then knowing how to exit.
Mm.
Because sometimes you might be a 16-year-old me and you realize the shore is about 18 feet away and you have no exit strategy. And then you jump up and stub your toe into the sand and lava rock, as you do. It's a beautiful time.
Or you
Also,
could be me and can't even stand on a skateboard.
oh no, it's way worse. Like Maji, it's way worse. You know, I'm gonna hypothetically. You know what doesn't go together? Man nips like these and a foam topped surfboard.
Yes,
ocean.
I've heard that.
The sharks.
The rash
All
is
the
real.
sharks. No, active bleeding. It was, dude. I can't even tell. It was horrible. I loved every second, but it was horrible. It was very painful. It's like you're in the ocean too, so it's just salty, and all the locals were like, "You're bringing all the sharks over here, brother." Or it's like, my dad when I was before I was even conceived, he was surfing out there on the North Shore, and he went out there. The locals they're keeping to one side. He's like, "All right, I'll keep to the other side." But then he saw a good wave, so he swam over, caught one of their waves, came back out, and the guy's like, "Hey, you see that fin over there?" My dad looks back. He sees a fin about 20-ish feet away. And then about 11 feet behind that fin, he sees another fin, which means this is like a 14-foot shark. Probably a tiger shark.
Yeah.
And the local guy, mostly calm, he's like, "I might head in a second, brother, but look, you know why I don't want you over here?" My dad's like, "Why?" He's like, "Look down at your feet." My dad looks down in the water. Because he's wearing shoes for work, he has white little feet down there. Look like those are fishing lures. Get away from me, brother. So like, and that's like, "Oh shoot!" Actually, yeah, maybe it's a good time. Oh, it's like
that's real, dude.
That's real. Yeah, it's like you don't swim nude in the ocean for the same reason. White skin on a fish means it's sick, and sharks are the cleaners of the ocean, so they'll go after you. And also, all those lying hypocrites on the internet who say that sharks don't eat people or don't even want to eat people. I cannot stand that abominable lie about nature that I've been told my entire life. It is the stupidest lie I've ever been told. I'm like, I know, I'm fairly certain there are sharks that like have been friends of mine or like family members growing up. I'm like, I think it was a territorial thing. The shark didn't want you in the water with it. Period. It's like it didn't misidentify you. A shark is a giant sensory organ. It knows exactly what you are. It's not confused.
Yep.
Oh, anyway, I could rant about sharks for a while. I have a big problem. It's like, oh yeah, unless someone witnesses the shark attack and consequent death from the shark attack, it doesn't count as a shark attack. We found this body eaten in the surf, and with a very competent swimmer. No one saw it happen. Drowning. The eating was incidental. It was like COVID deaths a couple years back.
Yeah.
Same. It's the same way they record shark deaths.
Real.
It's so irritating.
I still like sharks.
Maji, it's okay to like sharks, but it's also okay to admit that they are a very, very effective killing machine, and that sometimes
they're one of the oldest predators on the earth.
And sometimes they want to bite a big papa.
That was what was so fun. That just cracked me up about Rod Schneider's character in
51st Dates.
51st Dates. Like, sharks are like dogs. Come on. And you see
sharks only bite when you touch their private parts.
You get that one scene.
How do you think I get the dolphins to do flippity flips with the white folks, eh? What's
He's
funny
got
is
that
like
hole
I
bitten out of his
yeah.
wetsuit in that one scene. It's just his bare ass.
It's like, oh no, sharks are generally very peaceful creatures. Well, what's that scar from? Oh, shark bit me. Also, he's saying the sharks only bite but he also was bitten. I got questions. Anyway.
Yeah. What did you do?
What did you? That movie is so it's such a it really captures a vibe of the island to a degree in a really unexpected way. Because like if you've never been there or if you haven't lived there, it's like you have this. It's like anywhere. It's like I have an impression of India, a very weird and divergent idea of India. I'm sure it's completely different if you go over there, and I'm sure some films capture that vibe and others don't. So it's always like, how well is the feeling and the way it is in a place depicted? It's like The Hurt Locker did not really depict what it was like being a soldier in Afghanistan and Iraq during those wars. A decent movie, but it did not capture that vibe at all. Apparently, all my friends who went at that time, they were like, "No, this movie's crap."
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's like that GWAT era.
Yeah.
I'm like, those guys were way younger and depending on when they were over there. Or it's like Eli from the Unsubscribed kind of gang. He's talked about this. He's like, yeah, I just thought that every unit had like 30 people die in it on just normal patrols. I thought that was just a normal thing. And then I get back and oh yeah, we never saw combat. We never fired our rifles. What?
Wow.
Like what? Like the difference in experience too is obviously quite something.
Thrown in a meat grinder.
Also, obviously, this movie was a because we never gave it a float. It's an obvious float.
Obvious float, without question.
It's such an unquestionable. It's like, is it the best thing ever made? Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes, it is. It's like Lawrence of Arabia, Muppets Treasure Island.
I got 2 words for you. Tim Curry.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna pull like a Hercules on me. Okay.
Well, I mean, think about it. How good would have Three Musketeers been without Tim Curry being the cardinal whistle?
Oh yeah.
I need to watch. I want to
movie.
watch that movie again. I need to watch.
He was so good.
I didn't realize Charlie Sheen was in that movie until I was an adult.
Yeah.
I didn't find out until like a year ago that he was in that movie because he had the whole like facial, like the beard thing going. I had no idea it was him. What an idiot! It's so obvious now, but like as a child, I'm like glue. Anyway, I need to watch that movie again. It's like we've been watching some of those classic old Disney live action classics recently. Like my kids watched Iron Will the last winter.
I love that movie.
We still whistle with that tune to each other. Yep. Also Kevin Spacey is a very good actor with a lot of problems, but he is a very good actor, undeniably.
Oh yeah.
He's actually a good guy in that film, which is really a weird role for him, actually. It's like every movie where he's just a dickhead or an evil guy, and you're like, and then you find out some things about his personal life. You're like, makes sense. Oh, makes sense. But yeah, also Maji, I was reading your book today at the lake. I almost didn't swim because I was enjoying myself so much.
Nice.
Oh, it's actually gotten better.
No, I've just been really, really busy,
Well, no, I do admit my book has a very slow beginning. It did take a little bit to warm up to it, but after basically everything goes in motion, it goes pretty fast once you get to it.
Absolutely. I can't believe you kept the big booty daddy joke in the book. I love it, but I cannot
hard to keep clean, okay?
I cannot believe you kept that in the I can't believe Daniel let you keep that in the book. It's so funny.
I put it a way that's believable. That's the best part.
Oh, no, it's so funny. Also, you made my character very, very cool. It's very mythological and like weird, and
Total
then also
asshole.
no, and then like Reese, not Royce. Reese is just he's not having it. He does not want them there. And yeah. He Reese might have questioned why there was a body of water underground in an underground lake directly underneath the town that the Nereids were propagating on purpose. Maybe there was that might have been worth asking about, but under different circumstances. But no, I'm very excited for the next portion of the book, seeing where everybody goes and how the two parties split and how that goes as well. Also, Jared, is your book can it be read like with a normal like book like e-reading app, or does it have to be read weirdly? Is it in any kind of format?
No, you still got to read it weirdly because I haven't processed it through any of that yet.
Okay.
Please tell me you shorten the chapters. That's all I ask.
You were writing like an epic fantasy, weren't you, Jared?
Oh yeah.
The shortest chapter is 79 pages long.
That's epic fantasy, babe.
See, actually,
honey, that's epic fantasy for you. Oh my god.
The shortest, or Daniel told me my average word count per chapter is 20,000 words.
I was gonna say a good epic fantasy chapter is longer than a short story or a book.
Mine is just a typical novella size is 80,000 words. So 3 of his chapters.
Also,
although the prologue is actually, or not the prologue, the epilogue, because I did put an epilogue with Maji. You'll understand that there's an epilogue from Galtz's POV, and you haven't read it. I should send it to you. It's awesome. It's really awesome. But it's
guys,
I think
you guys should read it. It's so good. Let me tell
you. I think it's like
I've actually read Jared's book.
Yeah, I think it's the shortest piece of the it's the whole shortest thing in the whole thing, and it's still like 8,500 words.
So basically, your epilogue is my entire book.
It's so funny, like based on temperament. I would expect somebody like Daniel to write really long books. And then his books are all pretty short. I don't know why.
Jared is the reason why I made sure my chapters were short.
You have to start structuring your chapters like a five stage movie.
Well, no, the problem is you get really wrapped in the chapter, but there's no stopping place. And when you have a 79-page chapter,
it
you
is
need
hard
to
stop
stop
in the
somewhere.
middle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what I think I'm going to do is put some chapter breaks. I'm not going to like change chapters, but just put a chapter break in a few chapters, just to like break it up visually, give your brain a break, and get more white space on the page.
You could do is you could have like a quote from somebody and like have a space above and below, so it's like an obvious break, something like that.
Yeah,
I've seen people do that. It's a good method.
Well, I was reading it on the phone, but yeah, there was no place to stop.
Yeah,
that was what I was desperately wanting, is a good place to stop a few times. And then so when I went back and was structuring with Daniel my book, I'm like, all right, that's it. We're gonna have stopping points after every 6 pages because I need a stopping point.
Yeah,
I like that.
Maji she has art as well that kind of breaks it up breaks up the just words on page a little bit as well. Fairly often actually. All things
I like that though.
That was lessons I learned from Jared.
There you go.
She read Jared's book. She's like, I have to change something in mine.
Now, let me ask you this. Despite the length, was the chapter engaging enough that you had to finish it, even though because you had to get to the end to stop?
Yes. So okay. Some of the things I've told you about, some of the places where you kind of get lost in the food, it gets a little like, okay, monotonous, especially if you haven't eaten. You get really hungry really fast. Because, like I said, if you want to make your book shorter, just cut out some of your food descriptions and you'll be solid. But, like
tell
the
me they didn't
example,
sound good.
they did sound good, but the problem was it went on for way too long. You could tell a guy wrote it because the food was focus in some of it. But like where you're doing the trial of the three kings, I had to read that all the way through because it got pretty intense.
Oh,
then, like,
at the reconfirmation.
The reconfirmation, and then your battle against, they're not quite Lycans, but you kind of get a sense they're kind of like Lycans when they first attack the camp. Your beasts, your tribal beasts. I forget what they're called. It's been a while. You know what I'm talking about. Specs, yes, them.
No,
so like during
there's a really interesting looking into the history of the werewolf is really interesting because the medical, mythological, and literary portions
werewolves?
of it is
But there will be werewolves in the next 2 books, though.
Yeah, the specs aren't quite werewolves, but you kind of get that tribe pack mentality reading them.
I only found out recently that Sauron was technically a werewolf. No idea.
Well, he could turn into a werewolf or a vampire.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. That was an odd thing I never expected from Tolkien. I'm like, oh, werewolves, cool. I don't know why that's so weird to me, but it weirded me out the first time I read it.
I have no room to talk. I have an entire race of shapeshifters based off of Fey to Mortal.
That's awesome.
No, but yours are cool, and they're not. They are from the wilds, but they are of people. Like they're a part of society. At least the way you've written it.
They're mortals born with magic blood.
Yeah, and so they don't. Cool. It doesn't have the same like wild, uncontrollable nature feeling that a lot of werewolves do. It's like, oh, it's someone with the power of nature under their command. It's not a force of nature or a man or woman who has given into their more animal nature. It functions different, even though it does basically the same thing in some ways. I thought that was a neat way to take it. But Jared, really cool. I would like to read your book. I'm reading through Maji's book, Blue Period manga right now, and then John A. Douglas's second novel right now, which is really good.
Nice.
It's cool.
Nice.
It's like this. I've always wanted this in a fantasy story. I'm like, what if Superman was dropped into a city full of angry trained wizards? Dude, it's dope. It's dope. It's really cool.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that's
and
cool.
That chair broke again.
Yeah. There's no rush though, man. I gotta finish this film first.
I know, dude. I know. It's gonna be fun though.
Your film's gonna be cool. If you could pull off a good murder mystery, I'll be super excited. But I'm weird. I fall asleep to forensic science on TV.
You're just female.
That's awesome.
Maji. That's not that unusual. Well, I could never do it. The forensic science part of it is. I'm glad people know it. It's fun hearing how people solve crimes. I'm like, couldn't be me.
It was cool research, like doing for that part of the film, like just so I could have some authenticity through that part of the story, because I wanted to capture like the reality of of an actual criminal investigation and how much of it, like how stressful it is for an investigator because it's slow and tedious. So I don't feature the tedium of it as much. It's just, but I'm doing my best to like reflect the stress of the tedium in the characters. Because even in that, like we have to do so much time compression. Because some murder investigations can take years.
Many are unsolved, which is something we don't like talking about too.
Oh yeah, dude. It's way too many of them when you start doing the math.
I thought of this when I was having a heat stroke on the roof today. I'll have to text you about it afterwards. It's a weird idea. I don't know if it works, but it's a small thing, but it's an interesting idea. I'll run it by you later.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
I do agree with Billy where he says American Werewolf in London was funny as heck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a good dark comedy, dude.
I've been looking into the history of like both literature and history of like vampires and werewolves recently. What I want to figure out is when did they start being associated with one another, and because like if they're both in the same story, they're almost always adversarial, which doesn't make sense based on history and like mythology and what they represent, because they kind of represent similar things, or at least adjacent things. And so the fact that they're always at odds with one another in storytelling is an interesting thing worth exploring. And when did that start happening? Because I don't really know. I haven't been able to identify when that started happening. I know films where it happened. I just don't know where it starts.
Your best bet is to probably look into the Van Helsing legends.
The Van Helsing, yeah.
I remember. I think I mean, I could be wrong, but I think the first reference I can remember of that showing up in a mainstream context was in Underworld.
That's what I think of. That's the earliest example I think of.
Yeah,
but it
that's
makes a lot of
mainstream.
Sense. It makes a lot of sense pitting them against each other somehow. It makes so much sense that I'm shocked I can't think of anything older than Underworld where that happens.
Yeah, because they're competing for the same food resource, essentially.
Yeah. No, that's something I'll have to look into. I know some of the early Universal films had crossovers where Wolfman, like, they killed him off every film and then he'd always be back. That was just something they did for a while. And so he showed up in some Frankenstein movies. I think he showed up in a couple Dracula films as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, or like even the Van Helsing movie, it's like werewolves. It's like in a world where there are vampires and werewolves, one of them has to be more righteous than the other, usually in those kind of stories. And which one is it, and why? And it's fascinating. I think part of why vampires are usually given the short end of the stick on that is that they represent, like, vampires, especially as we know them, are born out of the evil of the day when it was written, which is like the wealthy man who takes advantage of others and is predatory and can't be held accountable. It's like it's born out of that.
Yeah,
and that's much easier to hate than just somebody who can't control their animal urges.
Yeah.
It doesn't neither one is not better than the other. It's just in our mind it's easier to
you got to remember, vampires originated because humans couldn't understand disease. Science hadn't evolved enough for them to understand diseases. So tuberculosis, allergies to the sun, even rabies was all fed the vampire lore because they didn't have any other way to explain it. And then, of course, when you die and become dehydrated, your teeth and nails grow.
Yeah, the decomposition process also made people think of vampirism as well. Because like, if this person's like skin is like it's being broken down, but not in an obvious rotting way. So it's getting smaller. It makes the teeth look bigger. It makes the nails look longer than they actually. So it makes it appear that the teeth and nails are growing. They've become monstrous.
And is it blood? Is it gets blood around the mouth too?
Blood around the mouth too, and it's all a natural process we know now. But back then they were like, grab the cross.
Yeah.
But no, they found archaeological evidence of people being like held down with like large stones on top of their coffins, and or like the whole stake thing and like iron bars and like that's part of the tradition where and obviously this is a very small part, but like where monoliths come from, like not the monolith, like the mausoleum. Like, am I thinking of the right word? The more elaborate room, a crypt, basically. Yeah. In part, that's where that comes from as well. So it's really interesting. It reminds me of Royce's favorite vampire movie. Dracula Untold.
Yeah.
For me, that's the epitome of popcorn movie, because is it cool? Yes. Is it awesome? Yes. Is it maybe the most predictable film ever put on the silver screen? 100%. There was no surprises. Everything you expect to happen happens exactly in the way and timing you expect it to happen.
Except for one thing. They cut out a very important scene that would have changed the entire scope of the movie. At the end of Dracula Untold, in the deleted scenes, you can actually see where the vampire horde that he created to save the children ate the children.
Yeah.
That's why he destroyed them all, is because they ended up killing all the children. So in the movie where where Dracula has his son's hand and goes, okay, who's left? Then the vampire goes, there's none left. He's talking about the children. He's not talking about the soldiers.
Oh.
But they deleted that scene to keep it from going to rated R.
Yeah.
And it completely destroyed
it fundamentally takes away from the film.
Yeah.
Fundamentally.
It was one of those where that deleted scene completely changed the scope of the movie. If they left that in, it would have been 100% better.
It would have made that scene of him burning them all much more appropriate and cathartic. Yeah. It would have made it make a lot more sense.
Okay.
Because without that scene, it would have made the reason he did it. Oh, I'm doing this out of fear for what they'll do in the future, not for something they've already done. And that, because without that scene, it's like, oh, they could turn bad, but I've also mostly resisted up until the very end here, out of necessity.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have liked to have seen the sequel to that with Charles Dance. Like, where was that going to go? Because that was awesome.
Actor,
dude.
Charles Dance is. I get excited when I see him on a movie.
Yeah.
So
I don't care what he's doing. Like, just put him
in. The werewolf versus vampire. According to Grok, in some Greek and Eastern European traditions, the corpse of a werewolf, if not properly destroyed, could rise as a vampire.
Interesting.
The Eastern tradition for both vampires and werewolves is wildly different from Western, like a lot of things.
Yeah.
The cultural difference.
Slavic? Slavic and Balkan. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I'd have to ask Black Knight on that one. Folklore sometimes treated them as related and the same type of relevant undead being, with the shared traits like blood-drinking, shape-shifting, terms of concepts blurred between wolf-like and undead and bloodsuckers. They weren't portrayed as warring fractions or species in opposition.
Billy Judd says Salem's Lot is good. I have not read that book. I really want to. I've heard both movies are really good as well.
Yeah.
And that was man, what's his face? Stephen King really went on a tear when he initially started publishing, because he starts off with Carrie. I mean, holy crap. And then he goes with Salem's Lot, and he just goes on from there. And obviously substances definitely played a part, but undeniably very, very good writing.
But dude, he did Silver Bullet too, and Silver Bullet was great.
No, he can write a really good story. Even better, Stephen King can write a really good, compelling drama. No horror involved.
Yep.
And people forget because he did it, and now they think of clowns, and that's it. and they will never film the ending scene for that book because why? Why, Stephen? Anyway, it's like it's not even acknowledging. It's not even like how. It's not to say that nothing like that has ever happened either, but kids are gonna. I don't know, dude. It's really odd. It's a really odd choice to include.
What did you do when you were 14, Stephen?
Or it's like remember in Interview with a Vampire?
Yeah.
Yeah. that groan. That's it. You know what's even more uncomfortable? In the original Anne Rice novel, She's not like 11 or 12. She's 5.
Yeah.
The immortal 5-year. That's as disgusting as the film was with that aspect. The book is
See, but here's the
way
thing: I'd
worse.
rather take Interview with a Vampire over the 3 Twilights any day.
That's true.
Those were I read all of those books. I read all of them.
Why?
Which ones?
Twilight.
Why?
I didn't read all of Vampires.
You know, we need to shred his man card, Jared.
No, what's worse, my dad and I both watched the last part, Breaking Dawn Part 2, like the fourth movie, without any women in the vicinity. My father and I watched it at home.
Wow.
And then we stood up and said, that was a film. All right. we're done. I think we both went, that's cool, one time, and then that was it.
No, I read the books just for the cultural phenomenon point of view. It was like there was what is the deal? What's the story? These are too big to ignore. So what's that?
I haven't. I'm like the only female on the chat right now, and I haven't watched or read it.
I mean, you're not missing anything. It's like, but I read them.
Part of the problem is that Stephanie Meyer, she obviously didn't know it was going to take off. She had no idea. Like most people don't. Some people do. Most people don't. She didn't really understand the history and the lore and all the preconceived notions that someone like you or I or you, Maji, might have about vampires and the history of them. It's like you need to understand the history and tropes to be able to subvert them if that's what you want to do, or not, or tell something entirely different. But you have to have a base knowledge of it. And I don't think she had, based on what I understand, she had no idea about anything.
Probably not. I was on tour at the time too, so it's like it was an easy way to change to spend time when you're on this endless road trip in an RV. It's like I can just read. I read a lot of books while we were on tour that year. That's when I started. That's when I started the Song of Ice and Fire saga.
Those are those are. I just finished. I'm finishing the 3rd book right now. Again, man, I'm so upset because the books are really, really good. They're very, very good. Also, I didn't know that Stephen King did The Running Man. Is that true?
Yeah.
I knew he did. I knew he did. I knew there's a whole bunch, like he did Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, Stand By Me, and a whole bunch of other dramas. But like, I didn't know he did Running Man too. The man is an animal as far as like writing capacity, and
I think a lot of coke was involved.
He's like my favorite book of his I've read so far is Cujo, and he does not remember writing it.
that is hilarious. A lot of
coke was involved.
Dude, have you read Cujo? Either of you?
I have not read Cujo.
Nope.
Maji, I think you might hate it. Jared, I do recommend it. It's not too long of a book. It attacks some really primal family fears.
Yeah.
Really effectively. It approaches 2 really specific things that every parent, like one that every parent is afraid of, and the other that every man is afraid of. And it approaches both of them in a really surprisingly grounded way. And it's a very, very surprisingly compelling book. But we're coming up. We're a little bit past 2 hours, guys. So any final thoughts? I think we'll have some good clips from this show. I edited a few from the Harry Potter the other day. It's going to be fun.
This is a great conversation.
No, it's been fun. I love talking about the Muppets and everything else. We talked about everything, but like the Muppets was a great start, like launching pad for everything else. But Jared, any promotion you want to throw out there, man? Final thoughts on anything, and then you, Maji, and I'll go last.
Well, just stay tuned because we are in the process of setting up our next system of crowdfunding, because I think we're going to go just the straight gifts and go kind of fundraising approach this time, and that way there's It's a little that way any money that does come in, we're able to make use of it, and we'll still have the
tiered things,
a lot of the tiered rewards in place, and so that'll be coming up soon. So just keep an eye out for that, and keep watching the RNCs. Go check out all everybody's stuff. Go buy Maji's book. Jason McCurson's got a book. John Douglas has got a book. Brian McPopham's got a new book.
I'll have to make a definitive list. Everybody has really good books.
go buy all the new books, man, because there's a lot of it out there, and they all need your help. So go
and Maji, fix your book so we can sell it.
I'm fixing it. It's fixing. Jared's actually helping fix it. So.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay, good. Also, a final word from the amazing Billy. I got to give him a voice, as he is the man.
You should watch the Muppets 2011 because that has a lot of emotion.
Yeah, I think I did see that one. I think that's when they introduced a new character. But yeah, thank you, Billy, for coming by. And for me, I got stuff coming up in the future, but I'm a busy man. I haven't done any nothing in a while, but I got some stuff unpacking. I'm getting excited. I may. It's like, I've been so busy. I haven't made a video. What should I do? I should start 3 new channels. How about I do that? That'll be fun.
That's just because you're a masochist. Yeah.
I am a glutton for punishment. Look at the way I eat. Anyway, God bless you. I'll see you next time
on the Iron Seas, 6:30 PST the Lord time.